All right, we got 2:10, and I'm gonna be right on time, and I'm gonna finish on time. We're gonna go 20 minutes of fire. Matter of fact, one of the topics today is going to be fire text. I'm going to give you a text that's straight fire that you could send your clients today. So welcome. This is the Brent Gove call for production. This is a production-based call. Thank you, Brent Gove, for all you do. Just another value opportunity and proposition that he's put together to help you with production. This is broker agnostic. This is for everybody. If you're interested in the real estate space, if you're interested in doing more deals, and maybe you're a leader, you need to coach and lead your people right now. They need leadership from us, how to do more transactions. I'm going to give you 4 or 5 of my nuggets today. Matter of fact, a little highlight of what I'll be teaching at the Build conference coming up in July in Texas. So I'm very excited about that. But what we're doing today, I'm going to give you some basics, and don't overlook the basics. Don't overlook the disciplines of the basics. They're going to help you in production and/or help you lead your people into doing more production. So one of the things I'm going to start with, and it's going to sound like a broken record, is time blocking your power hour every single day. It's amazing when I have newer agents, they always say, but Coach Byrd, I don't have time to prospect 1 or even 2 hours a day. That's crazy talk. I'm so busy. With your 4 transactions a year. I know it's very tough. And then I talk to my top coaching clients, and some have 1,000 transactions a year they're doing. And the first thing on their calendar is 3 hours a day of prospecting, 3 hours a day. And so the spectrum is so wide in this area, right? Why is it? It's because it's a discipline. It's hard to do. It's like doing your push-ups every day. They're hard to do, but the more you do, the better you get at it. And we want to build this memory muscle in this particular area. I know Matthew Stewart's running calls. I'm running calls. Brent's running calls. A lot of people are doing calls to help people engage into their production activity, time blocking. And this sounds like a simple one, but it's absolutely at the top of the list. The rest of my things are not in any particular order, but this one always hits the top of the list. And every time I do a coaching needs assessment for production coaching, I go, show me your calendar. And a lot of my coaching clients may be on this call. I've looked at your calendar. I'm like, BS, no. This is, show me your dedicated, disciplined time blocking for power hour, right? Power hour, 1 to 2 hours a day. What you do with that, there's a lot of different variations of this, but I want you to take away from this call the absolute importance of making this your big rock for the day. You've heard the big rock analogy, right? Got a 5-gallon bucket. You got to put rocks and smaller rocks and gravel and sand and water in it. And if you do it in any other order than putting the big rocks in first, it will never fit. Never, ever. It's just mechanical, right? Same thing with our business. We've got to start with those big rocks every day. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I want you to speak into your database, your sphere of influence, adding people specifically every day, making lead follow-up, lead conversion, seller opportunities, whatever it is. This is power hour for your business. Again, I told you it sounds mundane. It sounds basic, but it is. If you do the discipline, then you'll understand, right? Show of hands, who does prospecting every single day, at least 1 hour a day, real quick. This is a leadership call. This is a production call. Not very many hands, folks, right? So I'm looking at you right now. Is this an area that you can advance your business and/or lead by the front, lead by example so people see what you're doing? And there's nothing better than the leader being the ones doing the prospecting. So number 2, I think this is a really important one. And there's still a lot of concern around video and everything's got to be perfect. It does not. Doing a market update video once a month is one of your greatest elements you could do in your real estate business. Even if you're not in production, be the leader, right? Josh Barker up in Redding, California, one of my best guys. I love this guy. I've been friends with him for 20 years. He's doing 700 to 800 transactions a year. And every single month on the first or the second at the latest, I get his market update. And it's amazing. I lived in Redding. I was in that market for years, but listening to his update is like taking hours worth of data and putting it into a 7 to 10 minute video. He talks to me about trends, what's going on in the market. I want you to be this person. You can become this person very quickly in your market. And even if you're in a posture of maybe you're running a team, you're really not in production, it's going to show the others what to do. And then this is a leverageable item. So really, I encourage you to bring in a market update into your business every single month. About the first of the month is great. And then if you send out other collateral, that can come every 2 weeks. So you're hitting them twice a month with this stuff. But think about doing a 7 to 10 minute video talking about market statistics and trends and rates and all these things that we talk about every day. People are watching. And all of a sudden you could start pulling up your information into YouTube and really getting a lot of traction. I got a question. Where do you pull the market update information from? MLS is the greatest opportunity. They have a lot of these reports available for you. You might have to decipher this. You can call the MLS and say, hey, I want to do this market update, and they can fine tune a report for you and save it so you can go to it quickly. But this is a really great opportunity to talk about the granular parts of the market that people are not hearing, right? They're hearing the market's up, the market's down, rates are up, there's no inventory, right? That's just what they're hearing from a consumer standpoint. Think about showing a trend. And if you haven't seen it, go to Josh Barker and watch his market update. He's in Redding, California. He does one of the best ones I've ever seen, and it's consistent. That's what's great about it. It's consistent. Every single month, it's really amazing. Okay. Shay, you got some maybe MLS issues. I can't help you in the dinosaur age, but this may be something where you need to get that data. Maybe you pay somebody to get that data. Maybe a VA scrubs this data and gets it for you, and it costs you $4 an hour times 4 hours, right? But it's that important in your business, in my opinion. If you're going to be a forward-facing, video embracing agent, this is a big one. So number 3, this is a little more sexy. We're getting out of the stuff that's like, oh, I know, Randy, I should be doing this, right? Well, I get a lot of clients that ask me for this coaching information. So I'm giving you kind of the highlights, right? This one, unsolicited CMAs are still the king of the kings, right? Or the queen of the queens for the ladies on the call. Unsolicited CMAs are still the greatest opportunity to have listing conversations with people, to have price valuation conversations with people. And you could do it where you're being unattached, right? I'm going to give you a script today that will help you be kind of unattached to it, meaning that you're not like, hey, can I provide you a free CMA? Would you mind if I did that for you? They didn't ask you to call. They're probably not going to respond well because that's an unsolicited phone call. But what about if you do this? Take an area that a house just sold in, where there's a new listings in your sphere of influence, and look at that particular listing and do a CMA on it. I don't care if it's just listed. It's Barker, B-A-R-K-E-R. It doesn't matter if it just listed, just sold is even better, but doing a CMA on that property so you have really good data on that neighborhood and that property. And then get a list of all the homes around that, maybe 100 homes, and call the homeowners. You can get that list very easily from title or otherwise, Vulcan 7, Boomtown, there's a lot of different ways to get it. Call the homeowner and the conversation sounds like this instead. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, this is Randy Byrd at ABC Realty. You don't know me, but I've provided a CMA on your property as part of a bigger CMA. The house just sold in your neighborhood at 123 Alabaster. And I created a CMA that we used your property as one of those subject properties. I've got this CMA done. I was just curious, do you want a copy of it or should I just toss it? That's a much different question and conversation than, hey, my name's Jason. I'd love to provide you a free CMA if you'd like me to. And I'd love to come in your house and look around, right? You're going to get a lot of no's with this. And if you're not muted, mute yourself. Thank you. When we did this with Tom Ferry, I was a Tom Ferry coach for 4 years. When we did this, we went from like a 1 in 20 that said they'd be interested to find out their value to like 3 out of 10. That's a big difference, 1 out of 20 to 3 out of 10. So we're looking at a 30 to maybe 40% yes, because it's already been produced. Now, if you're asking yourself, how do I stay in integrity and say, I already did this? I don't want you to do the CMA on their house first. I want you to do one CMA in the area, and you're using all cells in that area. So you can, with integrity, say, I did a CMA for your house in this specific area. And I did it on 123 Banana Street, but I've included your house in that particular CMA. And I'd like to provide it for you. Let me show my dog. UPS must be here. My dog has an out-of-body experience every time he comes, every single day. So you see the power of this unsolicited CMA, right? I cannot stress this enough. The conversations are much warmer for you to have with people when you say you've already produced it, and I'd be just happy to get it to you. Now, a little hack is you could do a cloud CMA. It's a paid program A lot of MLSs provide it for free. You could do that CMA in 3 minutes. I've proven it over and over and over. You could do a very good CMA in 3 minutes by just uploading a quick CMA and sending it to them and say, here's a parameter of price that the CMA came up with, right? If you did do a CMA in that neighborhood, you should be able to come up with an approximate valuation per square footage or whatever that may look like, okay? So unsolicited CMAs, there's an unprecedented inventory shortage. I'd use that language. Hey, ma'am, you may not understand what your home values have done. They've continued to go up. We haven't seen really a depreciation in home values. When's the last time you had your home truly, looked at in terms of an appraisal or a mini appraisal or a CMA, comparative market analysis? And if it's been 6 months or more, they're going to be probably surprised, right? But you could say we have an unprecedented inventory shortage, and you might be surprised what we can get for your house. Let's talk about the other logistics later, but for right now, let's just find out what your house is worth so you can make some educated decisions, okay? So this unsolicited CMA, there's much more discussion to have around it, but if you embrace it, this can really transform your business, and it's way better than door knocking and way better than doing some of those things. And yes, Core Present does a great job at presenting those CMAs. Number 4 on my list, this is kind of a pet peeve, but listing presentations are critical right now. If you're blessed enough to go on and do a listing presentation, you better be absolutely prepared to crush it because the competition's fierce. There are a lot of people leaving the industry, so you have an unfair advantage of gaining market share right now, like no other time probably in your careers. Matter of fact, in my 20-year career, 20 years in March of real estate broker, I don't think there's ever been a greater opportunity for really honing your listing presentation skills so you get those presentations. Remember back in 2005, I went on 89 listing appointments and took 88 appointments. So we were in the high 99 percentile of getting listings taken that we went on, but they were very detailed. So first thing you want to do is edify yourself, either your company and or yourself or both. Edify that so they understand that. And then you can get into your marketing presentations and all these things. But I'm asking you to be creative right now with your listing presentations. And you've got some rock stars here, Kim Frazier, some other people that take dozens and dozens of listings. They've got a system down. If that's not you, really find yourself an accountability partner and do listing presentations back and forth to each other so you feel like you are knocking it out of the park, because you might not get many opportunities in front of that seller. And just here's a couple nuggets for that listing presentation mastery. Have communication with the potential seller. Say, for instance, today's Tuesday, you have an appointment on Friday. Say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, what I'd love to do is have you take a video of your house. Just give me some highlights of it with a video and just send it to me. Nothing special. On your cell phone's fine. And then, by the way, I'll be able to have a little cleaner of a report and highlight anything you're proud of, anything you've upgraded in the last couple of years. It's going to start creating texting dialogue with them. And that is building rapport and building trust. Second thing I would do, I'd drive through the neighborhood. You don't have to do anything major, but drive through the neighborhood with your phone and say, hey, I'm out touring your neighborhood right now, just really doing a detailed analysis so I can give you a really good value and really look at things. And there's a new listing around the corner. And by the way, I love the new gate they just put into the entrance, whatever it may be, that you could show that you're actually looking and talking about their property, right? This is not a pre-made video. This is something really kind of just off the cuff. This is going to show them that you're working hard on it. Nobody else is doing it. It sets you apart a little bit, right? When you come into the house, you're going to be more familiar with it. You could also start engaging through text now when you've created that by saying, hey, Sally, I'm really excited about seeing you and Bill on Friday at 2:00, and I'm on schedule. Everything's good. I'll see you Friday. But thanks for sending the video. And hopefully you got my video of driving around the neighborhood. I was just curious, when was this neighborhood built? Do you remember? And what homeowners association is it? The grass is taken care of very nicely. I'm really impressed. I think you're going to be really happy with the pricing I come up with, right? Again, it's setting yourself apart from what's going out in the market. I'm going to throw something at you that's going to be a little wild for you to hear right now, right? Brent told me to bring the goods, so I'm going to bring the goods today. What about this? What about if you go up against me and you go in and you do an amazing job and you're at 5% because that's what the industry's at, and then I come in after you and I'm creative right? And I'm gonna bend the needle a little bit here, but I'm gonna be creative. I'm gonna say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I really appreciated meeting with you. I've got a price for you because I want to start with that. I want to lead with the integrity of the price. The price is $465. Or you could give a parameter, which isn't better. I always gave a big parameter so I could talk to them, right? I say, it shows about 465, but I say we're like 444 to 483, right? So I'm given that big parameter and I say, what is your motivation scale of 1 to 10? 10, you got a new job, you have to move. If you don't, matter of fact, you bought a house already, you've got something in escrow. If you don't release those contingencies in 30 days, you could lose it. That's a 10. A 1 is give me the most you can for this, Randy. I don't care if it takes all summer. I'm cool with that, right? Where are you in that motivation so that I can kind of hone in on that price, right? So once I do that, here's the part that's maybe a little creative for you. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I offer 3 listing packages. I'm hoping you choose me. I offer 3 listing packages. My silver is 4.5% commission. I'm gonna let everybody just swallow for a minute and hear that. My gold is 4.5% commission. I give 2.5 to the MLS, to the other agents, so it's not a discounted listing. I take 2, but that's a bare bones. This is a bare bones listing. We're going to do photos and we're going to do a sign in the yard. We're going to get on the MLS, the 3 things you care about the most, but this is our bare bones gold package. So we can be competitive against the discount brokerages or whatever, right? It's offering a service and I'm happy to do it if it means to happen. My next program is my gold package. My silver package is that. My gold is the silver. Plus we do full virtual tours, full aerial photos with drones. We do staging advice. We do virtual stagings included in that. And that's at 5.5%. And the 5.5%, we give 2.5% to the MLS again, to be in, relationship with them. And the gold is 3% to us because we're spending more money, but we're taking all the ownership of this. We're going to pay for all this stuff up front. It's hundreds, if not thousands of dollars that we're going to do in marketing for your home. And we're happy to do that. So that's our gold package. And then our platinum package is a 7% commission. And the platinum package looks like this. We do 3% to the MLS to stand out. All the agents in the MLS are going to get offered 3%. And we're going to get 4%. Because we're doing a significant amount of work and we're going to do a lot of extra things. Some of these things are, we're going to pay for your moving trucks when you move. We're going to hire a landscaper to mow every single week so the lines are perfect and everything for the term of the listing and through escrow. So when the buyer takes over, it's got a fresh, mowed, clean lawn, all the maintenance done. We're also going to bring in a painter for 1 full day. He could paint a room that's purple. He could repaint all the door jambs, whatever you want. You got a full day of my painter. We're also going to include a handyman. The handyman is going to come in for 2 or 3 hours and fix anything that might need to be fixed. This is all part of this program. We're going to handle full staging start to finish. We're going to supply the furniture. We're going to bring it in. We're going to remove it. All this stuff is included for this. So which one of these packages do you feel most comfortable with? And we could switch back and forth. We need to go up. We can't go down. But if you'd like to start at a lower package, we're okay with that, right? So again, this is just creative. This is just me telling you a way to be creative in the market, right? I got lots of coaching clients that I'm forcing them to have conversations at 6% because that's their value proposition. They shouldn't be discounting their commissions. But if we've got other teams like in Portland, 4% is average commission in Portland now. Think about that. 4% average commission in Portland, 2 and 2. And we're starting to see a lot of 1% in the MLS. Portland agents will verify that. So we have to be creative when we're having these opportunities, right? Another caveat to this is what you could do is you could say, hey, on the platinum, you have to pay 1% up front. So you pay the 1% up front as the seller because all these things we're doing for you is your benefit. The grass, the landscaping, the paint, all that stuff's your benefit. You pay for that up front. And then we handle everything else on the end of the transaction. So you can negotiate that kind of stuff on the front end. So when I look at this, I look at conversations are what's going to be key right now. So I want to leave you with a fire text. I want to leave you with a fire text that this thing works like crazy. So this is a text to anybody in your social media, Facebook, Instagram, anything, LinkedIn. This is also your database, your SOI. And depending on who they are, you start a little different. You don't want to say, hi, buddy, to somebody that's not really a warm contact. But here's my fire text. And we're recording this so you can listen to it later. Hey, buddy, hope you and the fam are well. And I'm abbreviating on purpose. Hope you and the fam are well. The real estate market is bananas with 4 or 5 banana icons, right? In case you haven't heard, prices have really risen this year and inventory is at historical lows. Curious about the increased value in your home? Let me give you a free report, right? So that's a fire text that you could just focus on sending 10, 20 a day out in your power hour that we talked about. And you're going to get results from that because you're just talking about positive things. You're getting out there and doing a fire text with them and you're just looking for responses. And they might say, no, good, man, we're good. Thank you. We love the house. Thanks for selling it to us. Not interested. But you might get somebody saying, hey, we're not quite ready, but yeah, we'd be interested. Or, hey, man, yeah, you want to hear about what's going on with the market. So again, if it was to Kim, I'd say, hey, Kim, hope you and the family are well. The real estate market is bananas, bananas, bananas. In case you haven't heard, the prices have really risen this year and inventories at historical lows. Curious about the increased value in your home, ? Right? Or are you interested to find out where your home's value is now, ? Something simple, and that fire text will bring you value to your business. Okay? I'm going to honor leaving this on time. Hopefully you found value in this. Brent asked me to bring some production value to you. And this is what's working throughout my clientele and throughout, the people that I'm coaching at very high levels. So I hope you take one thing in there. I'm going to leave you with this. Find one thing and master it. Find one thing and crush it before you go into 5 different things, right? Whatever that may be. If you're not doing the power hour, if you didn't raise your hand, start there. Get that 1 hour a day commitment to your business. That is like picking your kids up from school. It's non-negotiable. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you all. Have an amazing day. Birdman saying bye for now.